Today in Cannabis News, cannabis industry insiders in Arizona raise concern regarding local companies competing with cannabis corporations. Regulators in Missouri fight to keep concealing medical cannabis applications in a Supreme Court case. And a team of U.S. federal lawmakers submit a proposal to expedite the president's clemency procedures. It's Thursday, December 16th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, cannabis purchases in Arizona are booming about a year following the state's recreational cannabis sector going live. However, several market insiders are concerned that local entrepreneurs, such as social equity permit owners, could be eaten up by larger corporations. Total recreational and medical cannabis purchases in the initial 10 months of 2021 exceeded $1.1 billion statewide, according to the MJ Biz Factbook. And recreational cannabis is expected to increase overall yearly sales to $3 billion by 2025. State regulators are getting ready to hand out 26 social equity permits to minority-owned companies and underprivileged business owners. However, many market experts are concerned that smaller companies may struggle to keep up and may eventually be swallowed up by big businesses such as multi-state operators. The submission period expires on December 14th, and estimates suggest that up to 2,000 applicants may be eligible for the license drawing, depending on the number of individuals that completed a state-mandated training session. The adult use exclusive equity permits are so sought after that on the open market, they'd yield $10 million or more. This has sparked a flurry of suspected backdoor negotiations and legal battles.
Next up, the Missouri Supreme Court will determine if the state's medical cannabis regulatory authorities may continue concealing the license submissions of enterprises that have been granted permits in a lawsuit that might affect the fate of scores of objections to permits that have been rejected in the contentious framework. The secrecy clause was inserted in the constitutional amendment that Missouri residents voted to approve in 2018 to legalize medical cannabis statewide. Attorneys representing a business founded in California that was refused permits to cultivate cannabis said there was no meaningful option to challenge their refusals, absent contrasting their submissions to those that received permits in a lawsuit heard by the state Supreme Court this week. In the review procedure by the Administrative Hearing Commission, a state appeals court ordered in May that the Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services is required to reveal the winning submissions to that business, King's Garden, LLC. State authorities have sought to continue to hide them under a constitutional measure that requires the Department of Health and Human Services to maintain the confidentiality of materials like registrants' financial analysis, security measures, and operational procedures.
Last up, the Fair and Independent Experts in Clemency, or Fix Clemency Act, is being led by U.S. Representatives Cori Bush, Hakeem Jeffries, and Ayanna Pressley, with over 10 other co-sponsors. The bill would expedite the president's clemency procedure by transferring assessment powers from the Justice Department to a newly formed official body made up of presidential nominees to help persons with federal offenses receive pardons. The present executive pardon procedure, which includes petitioning the Department of Justice's Office of the Pardon Attorney, has long been questioned by activists. Critics claim that the procedure is fundamentally defective because of the impact of police agencies in examining pardon requests. The country's growing mass incarceration crisis is rooted in white supremacy and has ravaged our communities, destabilized families, and exacerbated generational trauma for far too long, said Representative Pressley. President Biden can grant clemency with a stroke of a pen, and this bill will help him do that, said Representative Bush. By establishing an independent board to clear the backlog of 18,000 clemency petitions, our bill will ensure that humanity, compassion, and love for our community members are at the center of our policy work. This important legislation will save lives.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech and Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation, wherever you get your podcasts. For tricombs.com, I'm RJ Baldwin.
And I'm Devin Leal. Have a great day.